Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Bar911970 and thank you as always for watching my video. Alright guys, this is something I want to get across to anybody who listens to this. Um, Majority of people usually tend to get it, but I see this with a few examples which basically will tell what the average person on the street talks about and thinks about. The people who subscribe to my channel for the right reasons get these kind of things, so I really don't even have to explain it to them because it's almost a no-brainer at this point. But I want to say to the average person out there, the people who are skeptics instantly, it does you no good when you hear something that's out of the ordinary to automatically dismiss it and using your normalcy bias. And I understand that it's really not everybody's fault to a certain extent, because we were taught in schools, because I am assuming the majority of you, including myself, went to public school. Now, public schools are not there to give you wisdom, to give you truth, or to enlighten you spiritually, mentally, and any other way. It's there to educate you, to program you, to make you a good little slave who doesn't need chains. And that's by telling you to face front, raise your hand when you're spoken to, be quiet, get in line. When the bell rings, go to your class. Come to school when we tell you to. Leave school when we tell you to. Respect authority. Eat when we tell you to. Sound familiar? So it's all about teaching you to ultimately get a job, put your money in a savings account, or your currency. It's not money, but they'll tell you it's money because, these are professionals, the people with the suits and ties who have the Harvard educations and the college educations telling you these things. I've said this before and I'll say it again. For centuries, the masses on the planet believed strongly that the earth was flat, that the sun revolved around the earth, that the earth was the center of the universe. And if you were somebody who researched these things, like somebody like Galileo, you would discover that even though probably 99% of the world was basically believing that the earth was flat simply because they were told it, that if somebody like Galileo were to come around and say, no, that's not the case, I actually looked into it and researched it, the earth is round. The earth revolves around the sun. The sun is not part of the center of the galaxy. Well, guess what? He got imprisoned, and he died in prison for speaking the truth. Because back then it was easier. The average person couldn't read and write. There was no internet, there was no radio, there was no television. So it was a lot harder for information to get out, and it was a lot easier to silence people. Today, with the internet, with the ability to get information in an instant, for people to automatically dismiss stuff, there is no more excuses. And you're only hurting yourself. Because here's how I have changed my life. I went from believing anything I was told to checking into things now. Now, you can't always get full confirmation, but if you can say, if somebody comes up with some incredible claim and you just accept it, well, that's a dangerous thing too. If you look it up and research it and try and get as much information as you can either confirm what they say is accurate, or you could find out that the person was inaccurate, lying, misinformed, or what have you. But for anybody at this time, with the technology that we have, with the advancements in being able to research things at 3:30 on a Sunday morning while you're sitting on the couch there's no excuse for people to say, oh, well, that's BS, or that's garbage. Because let me tell you something. You ever notice something about the governments around the world and throughout history? That all the good people tend to be accidentally killed. Do you ever notice they try and suppress truthful information until they can't suppress it anymore, but they like to talk about things that are really bad for you? You ever notice that? Ever notice, like in the 40s and 50s and 60s, where they had commercials and advertisements all over the place for smoking? Now they don't, because they can only suppress the truth for so long before people call bullshit. And at this point, when I give, for example, when I give information on something that I have checked into and I've researched, the shungite, for example, the sun gazing, which I still do, and I'm still not blind, and I'm still improving. So, I mean, can anybody name, how many things can you name that supposedly are going to be bad for you, that when you do for long extended periods of time, actually improve things about you in every way before it kills you? Doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, think about it, for example, with the sun gazing. I've been doing this now since about May of last year, 2012. It is now almost July of 2013. I'm currently stuck at 29 minutes and 50 seconds because it's been cloudy and raining for the past week, and it's going to be for the next couple of days. My eyesight is still improved. My mood has changed for the better. I'm calmer. I'm more relaxed. I focus more. I have amazing dreams now, more vivid. I don't need as much sleep. I'm more energetic. I've lost weight. And yet people will still, to this day, say, oh, you're hurting yourself, you're going to go blind. And I say to them, are you basing that on what you've been told, what you feel, what your opinion of it is? Or are you basing it on the fact that you've studied it and researched it? We have to stop this pattern and break it. Otherwise, we're never going to progress as a society. So I'm not here, like, for example, when I talk about the shungite stone or the sun gazing or anything else I talk about to try and help people, I'm not here with a gun in my hand trying to force people to do anything. What you do is ultimately up to you, good, bad, or indifferent. All I do is give people information that they should at least want to verify instead of just dismissing. Because if anybody thinks at this point I am here to purposely hurt you or lie to you or take advantage of you, you're sorely mistaken, and you should not be here on my site. And if that's your purpose of being here, then I highly recommend you unsubscribe and you go away. But for those who seek truth and knowledge, I don't expect you to believe what I say. I expect you to research what I say and learn from it. Be an individual. Stop being a person that does what they're programmed to do. Because if you choose to do that, then ultimately you give up your right to complain. Because, like they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. In other words, if you get fooled because of ignorance, that's technically not your fault. But once you know, and you still choose to do the same thing that's wrong or hurting, well then it's nobody's fault but your own. And to sit there and complain about life never gets you anywhere at that point. So take responsibility. This shungite stone that I talked about, the sun gazing that I talked about, all that stuff, I don't expect you to believe it, but it doesn't matter if you believe it. 99% of the world believed that the world was flat because the religions of the world told them so. Didn't make them right. Back in the days of the 20s, 30s, and 40s, cigarettes were absolutely popular. Doctors were promoting it. Everybody said it was good for you. Guess what? It's not anymore. If you want to believe the lies, then continue to do that in your ignorant bliss and wonder why you're not happy. Sit there and wait for Superman, because, you know, like they say, all good things come to those who wait. What a crock of shit. When was the last time that you or anybody you know sat on a couch for years waiting to be happy and all of a sudden said, wow, I'm happy? You want happiness? Achieve it. You want knowledge? Go search for it. You want to be upset and programmed and be a good little slave? Then believe everything that you're told without question, and use your normalcy bias when you hear something that somebody tries to help you with to make your life improved, and just automatically dismiss it and wonder why you're not getting anywhere. Because I don't have the answers to everything, and I'm not going to sit here and say my life is all of a sudden this miracle where I'm going around tra-la-la-la-la, everything's wonderful. But I don't retain anger anymore. I haven't been sick in a year and a half, which, coming from a person who almost died 5 times in his life from walking pneumonia, is saying a lot. And I'm walking on the beach now every single day for at least 45 minutes on the sand, and actually now I walk in the water for those 45 minutes. And I don't even have a breathing problem. So, am I just some exception to the rule? Or maybe I've learned the secrets of life. You want to lose weight? Don't take a diet pill and then eat a bunch of garbage. Change your health style. Exercise. Eat vegetables. Do better things in your life. You want to be happy? Stop sitting on the couch. Stop waiting for Superman. Stop getting on your knees and praying to somebody that's trying to tell you you have to do it on your own, and get off your behind and do it. It's not always easy, but life is not supposed to be that way. So, thanks for watching, guys. Whatever you say is nothing more than your opinion. You can't dictate what I choose to do, just like I can't dictate what you choose to do. But if you're afraid to at least research something and you automatically dismiss it, good luck with the medicines from those professionals, because I know from the comments and the emails I've gotten over the years, I know how so many of the sheeple type just love being told what to do, how to think, what to buy, what's good, what's bad, what's wrong, what's right. Can't be an individual if you're always basing everything on what somebody else tells you. Thanks for watching. Peace.